ANUG, LPJ, and TNM partner ahead of this year's elections. Murder accused released from hospital in the region. Migrant caravan from Honduras continues north. And internationally, leaked documents suggest Africa's richest woman stole her wealth. Greetings and welcome to this edition of Headline News Update. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. A man who allegedly killed his wife and attempted to take his own life on Tuesday last has been released from the hospital. Esther Sobers has that story.
Last Tuesday, 40-year-old Nat Ramlal was hospitalized after he allegedly murdered his 35-year-old wife, Bibi Nazima Ali, and attempted to take his own life. According to reports, Lal was discharged from the hospital on Wednesday morning. Regional Commander Assistant Commissioner Simon McBeam noted that Lal was discharged from the West Denra Regional Hospital and is presently in police custody and will appear in court this week. Ali and her husband shared 3 children together. According to the deceased woman's mother, Ali endured 20 years of abuse over the course of the relationship. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Yesterday morning, police on patrol arrested a man for allegedly possessing an unlicensed weapon. According to police, the ranks intercepted a male of African descent at the intersection North Road and Robb Street's border. He was then approached by the ranks and questioned after he was seen acting suspiciously. A search on his person uncovered a blue side bag which contained a .32 Taurus pistol and a magazine containing 2 .32 caliber rounds of ammunition. The suspect, who gave his address as Lot 327 Victoria Village, East Coast Demerara, was asked if he is a licensed firearm holder, to which he replied no. He was then arrested and taken to the Alberton police station. A new and united Guyana has recently partnered with 2 other political parties for this upcoming elections. George Gonzalez sat down with Dr. Henry Jeffrey of the ANUG and filed this report.
On Friday, it was announced that 3 political parties, ANUG and United Guyana, the New Movement, and the Liberty and Justice Party, have decided to combine their candidate lists in the March 2nd general and regional elections. Executive member of ANUG, Dr. Henry Jeffrey, explained that while they are going into the elections as 3 separate parties, the combined total of votes the 3 parties receive will determine how they are going to be represented in Parliament.
Our agreement among ourselves is that if you win a seat, the remainder, what would have been thrown away, will be in that pool, and well, rather than throw it away, if we want 2 extra 1,000 votes and others do the same, we can have another seat or another 2 seats and so on. So it's a good way of increasing your chances to win seats in the National Assembly.
Dr. Jeffrey recognized that certain differences still existed among the parties, but he nevertheless feels that this is the best way to move to a more inclusive form of government.
At the same time, placing us on a trajectory that for greater cooperation, because we can have joint meetings on the street. We can use resources together. We will have to sit down, of course, because I think to some extent we have some difference in orientation, but we can sit down and work it out, because our central purpose, I think all of us agree that we must have constitutional reform. What precisely we want to emphasize there, we may differ a little bit, but effectively we can work together to get these things done.
Channel 2 Headline News, George Gonzalez.
Thanks, George. In part 2 of George's interview with Dr. Jeffrey, we will learn more of the ANUG plans for constitutional reform, which include changes to the electoral process. We will broadcast that story in tomorrow's newscast. The parents and teacher depicted fighting in a recently circulated viral video faced the Georgetown's Magistrates Court this morning. 2 parents, their female relative, and a grade 1 teacher of the St. Agnes Primary School were charged with assault and breach of peace. The court heard that the teacher, Tiffany Hines, on January 15, 2020, at the St. Agnes School, assaulted Soyini Garner and caused a breach of peace. Hines pleaded not guilty and was released on $20,000 bail. The man in the video, Sherwin, was charged with assaulting Hines and breaching the peace. Darlene Polo also pleaded not guilty and was released on $20,000 bail. Garner and her sister-in-law, Candace Peters, were charged separately for assaulting Hines and maliciously damaging her dress. They pleaded not guilty to the charges. They were both released on $50,000 bail each. After the break, your regional and international news.
The Guyana Elections Commission has published the revised list of electors. Eligible persons are advised to check their information on the list posted in their respective areas or on the GCOM's website at www.gcom.org.gy. Persons who did transactions such as new registration, changes, or corrections to their information in the recent registration exercises must check the revised list of electors to ensure that they are listed and information is correct. If your information is not correctly stated, you must visit the GCOM office in your area on or before the 25th of January 2020 with the triplicate copy of the registration form referred to as the pink slip to ensure the update is done. The updated and corrected information will be on the official list of electors. For more information, visit our website at www.gcom.org.gy. Follow GCOM on Facebook at Guyana Elections Commission. Contact us on 225-027729 or 223-9653. Email pro@gcom.org.gy or the nearest GCOM registration office.
Hey Guyana, what matters to you?
Bring back the 10,000 cash grant for the school children.
And raise it to $50,000.
Bring back the subsidies of water and electricity for the pensioners.
Reopen back the sugar estate.
Hey Guyana, what matters to you?
Bring down taxes and permit costs.
Reversing land rents, drainage and irrigation charges.
Take off the age limit from new stairs and car import.
Hey Guyana, what matters to you?
Reversing VAT increases on water, electricity and healthcare.
Machinery and equipment.
Export and building materials.
On data. Oh, and also reversing the 2M curfew.
Do these things matter to you? Because this is the PPPC's plan. Put your X next to the cup.
Yay!
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you have a hard day, but guess what, babe? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
Change means better accountability.
Change means better education for our children.
Change means progress.
Change means more job creation.
Change means more progress.
Change means dedication.
Change means better lifestyle for all Guyanese.
Change means better healthcare.
Change means a better environment.
The voting process. Once you have been identified as the elector you claim to be, You would be given a ballot paper that is stamped at the back, top and bottom halves in your presence. On the ballot paper, provision is made for you to vote twice. Once at the top section where you vote for the party of your choice in the general election, and once at the bottom section where you vote for the party of your choice in the regional election. Make your mark in the box provided on the right of your choice. After you have voted, fold the ballot paper as shown by the election official. Dip the first joint of your right index finger in the ink provided and place the ballot paper in the ballot box that is there for this purpose. You would then have to peacefully depart the polling station. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-02-7729, 223-9653, email pro@gcom.org.gy or visit GCOM's website at www.gcom.org.gy.
Welcome back. In the region, thousands of people from Honduras have left their home in the last few days, hoping to reach the United States. Al Jazeera's John Holman reports.
Some 4,000 Hondurans are just beginning a long journey north, passing through Guatemala, sleeping rough and enduring blistering heat. For them, the end goal is worth it, asylum in the US. But there's something many don't know, and it's this. Even if they do reach the US border, it's likely they'll be flown back to Guatemala to seek refuge here instead. It's part of a US plan that's been operating since November, but in 4 days spent with the caravan, hardly anyone we asked was aware of it.
No, I didn't know that until now. Sending us to a country that we don't know where there's not much work? Why don't they just send us home?
Those in a queue waiting to get into a shelter were also unaware and taken aback once they found out.
We don't feel safe here. It's a violent country like Honduras. That's not what we made the sacrifice to help our families for.
In Guatemala City, we talked to one of the Hondurans who'd already been sent back, although he was too scared to go on camera.
I have problems with the gangs in Honduras. If I go back there, they could kill me.
He's now requesting asylum in Guatemala, but he says he was sent here under false pretenses.
They told me I had to go to Guatemala and wait, and then come back for my US court date. They never told me I was being deported here for good.
Migrant defenders told us that other Hondurans had similar stories. Meanwhile, their countrymen continue north.
You might think that people would turn back once they found out that their chances of asylum in the US were incredibly slim and that actually they'd likely be sent back here to Guatemala. But that wasn't the case for the people that we talked to.
Once they understood the situation, all said they'd carry on.
You never lose hope. I'm still optimistic we can cross with God's help.
We're going to try it anyway because we want a better future for our children.
Blind faith, perhaps, but born out of desperation for those who see few other ways out of poverty or danger. John Holman, Al Jazeera, Tekunuman.
And internationally, leaked documents suggest that Africa's richest woman and daughter of Angola's former president siphoned hundreds of millions of dollars of Angolan government's money, Al Jazeera's Alexi O'Brien reports.
This is the woman at the centre of an investigation dubbed the Luanda Leaks. Isabel dos Santos, the daughter of Angola's former president, a billionaire and Africa's richest woman. Success, she argues, is self-made. But a group of journalists say documents prove she ripped off her country to enrich herself.
Our investigation, which took 8 months and more than 100 journalists to complete, found that Dos Santos, aided by her sort of a cadre of Western advisors, funneled hundreds of millions of dollars into offshore shell companies, and from there into all kinds of assets, including luxury homes and big businesses.
Her father, José Eduardo dos Santos, ruled the country for almost 40 years until 2017. The group says he gave her big chunks of some of Angola's most valuable resources, and she built a business empire that stretched from telecommunications to banking and construction. She used to head Angola's national oil company, Sonangol, before being forced out by her father's successor, João Lourenço. His government has suspended some of her projects and seized an estimated $1 billion worth of assets in a corruption drive. Earlier this month, she told Al Jazeera it was a political vendetta.
Definitely, this is a politically motivated attack. There's no doubt about that. My father was the former ruler of Angola. He was president for a very long time, and he chose not to stand for these elections. He chose not to stand in 2017, believing that it was important to have a transition. It was important for someone new to come. And unfortunately, the new people who came on board have now trying to conduct these politically motivated attacks on his family and especially on his children.
Last month, Isabel's half-brother, José Filomeno dos Santos, went on trial for corruption. He's pleaded not guilty. Angola is rich in oil and diamonds, but it remains one of the world's poorest countries with a staggering wealth gap. The ICIJ accuses Angolan government officials, as well as Western financial firms, lawyers and accountants, of helping Isabel dos Santos stash away public funds.
The Portuguese authorities are possibly investigating, and other governments around the globe are likely to take a closer look at some of the money that's flowed through their financial systems.
Despite her legal troubles, Isabel dos Santos remains defiant. She's even considering running for president in Angola's next election in 2022. Alexia O'Brien, Al Jazeera.
Here now is your 3-day weather forecast. That is all for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. Tune in Tuesday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like and follow us on Facebook and YouTube, or you can visit our website at headlinenewsguyana.com for more news. Until then, take care.